A Cat Universe in Danger by Annika. The wind was blowing and the leaves off the trees, and Graham, the cat, was feeling hungry. He went to his owner and meowed. His owner laughed and stroked Graham's back and handed him a bowl of dry food. Graham nibbled some, then trotted to his nest and took a nap. He woke up to hear his owner shouting and yowling. Graham looked up and saw a skinny cat. "Who's that?" he wondered, and started to trot towards the strange cat, but backed off when the cat hissed and expanded her claws. Graham's owner yelped and jumped back in surprise. The she-cat smiled in satisfaction and stepped into the house. She gave a disturbed glance at Graham's dry food and flicked her ears towards the owner's garden, motioning Graham to follow her. Once outside, she looked at him with amber eyes. "I need your help." Her gaze softened as she asked, "Are you willing to help?" Graham looked at her, snorted, and said, "What do you need?" "Well, I need you to defeat Tusk." "Who's Tusk?" A sarcastic smile widened on Graham's face. "A mosquito?" "No, Tusk is a bear." "A bear? Why? He's not making any trouble as far as I can see." The she-cat looked at Graham and said something about a dumb house cat, then straightened up and said, "Tusk is a danger to the cat universe." "What's that?" The cat universe is an organization of cats that lives in a secret network of tunnels underground. Graham stared at her. "You're kidding, right?" "No." Graham sighed. "I thought so." "But how are we going to defeat this Tusk of yours? And by the way, what's your name?" "My name is Apprentice Milk, but you can call me Milky if you want." She stopped, looking for the right words. "And you will soon see the power we can use to beat Tusk." "Well, you... Oh, I can't believe it. He's sleeping. Hey, gray guy, wake up." "What? Is it breakfast time yet?" Graham looked up and saw Milky's amber eyes resting on him. "Get up. Now, I hope you've been dreaming about a way to get rid of Tusk." "I did." "Well, but I'm not going to tell you unless you explain." Milky hesitated. And sighed. "Okay, well, first of all, there's a TOP. She's the leader. And then there are helpers, the guys and she-cats that do all the work. We also have fees, the cats with kittens, and of course we have apprentices that learn from helpers, like me." After Milky caught her breath, she explained, "And Tusk eats cats. And he knows the biggest secret of all. Our TOP is ill, and without a leader, the cat universe will turn into dust." "Oh no, you can't be sleeping again." Suddenly, Graham sprang to his paws, and a great grin was on his face. "What is it?" Milky asked. "Lunchtime," yelled Graham. After Graham had his lunch, he explained, "We can leave a trail of dry food and lure the bear in a hunter's trap." "Good idea. But where's the dry food?" I ate it all." Milky extended her claws and charged towards Graham. "Whoa, don't do that." Milky sighed and said, "Don't eat all when it's dinner time, or you'll get a punishment." "You will see." Graham snorted. "Well, while you are waiting, let's find a hunter's trap." "You mean you don't know where the hunter's trap is? What if we accidentally stumble into the trap?" Graham looked at the ground. Then he looked up. "Remember the second time I slept? Well, I dreamed about my dirt box." "Ew! How is that going to help us?" "My dirt box is stinky." "So? The bear will smell the stink and go away forever." Milky looked at Graham, eyes shining. "That's a good idea. Get your dirt box. I'll wait here." Graham walked inside his den and pushed his dirt box to the garden. "Got it." Milky looked up. "Good." She pushed it with her paw. "It's heavy. Are you sure we will be able to carry this? You eat so much food. No wonder it's so heavy." "Nap time," yelled Graham. "Sheesh, you are lazy," grumbled Milky. After Graham's nap, Milky said, Now let's get to the edge of the town so that we can find the forest. Oh no, the plan won't work. We won't be able to carry this to the other side of the town. It's too heavy. Oh. Okay. That's all you say, okay? I hope you have a new plan. I do. Milky's mouth fell open. What is it? We can make Tusk a vegetarian by putting pepper on his meat food. Milky looked at Gran, then she sighed and said, well, how are we going to do that without Tusk seeing us and eating us? Another future, Gran said gloomily. Milky smiled. This time I have an idea. We can leave a trail of dry food. If that's what you call it, well, and Tusk will follow it, and then we can lead Tusk to a mean neighbor. Gran's eyes lightened up. I know exactly who that is. Miss Elmy is really mean. She always pushes me with her broom. Good, that's just the person we need. Milky smiled, and Gran smiled too. Dinner time! He leaped up and sprinted to his house. Don't eat all, Milky called after him. Gran came back with some dry food. Let's go, he said. Let's go, said Milky. They crossed the town with no trouble. As they reached the forest where Tusk lived, they quietly laid a trail of dry food along the town. Finally, they ended up in Miss Elmy's yard. Then they ran into the bushes. A few minutes later, Tusk came lumping along and stopped suddenly. There, in front of him, was Miss Elmy. What are you doing, you stinking beast? She spat. This is my land, not some stinking beast's land. Tusk started to stare at Miss Elmy for a moment. Then he fled. Ha! Yelled Milky. Shh! Gran hissed. You don't want that she sees us. When Miss Elmy was gone, Milky motioned Gran towards a brick wall. She tapped the brick 3 times. Suddenly, Gran was in a tunnel network. Milky was beside him. Follow me. She led Gran into a maze of tunnels. Occasionally, they stumbled into another cat. Suddenly, she stopped and murmured a few words, and they were in a room. There was a cat, where a cat was sitting on a stump. We beat the bear, Milky yelled. I helped Gran put in. Okay, said the cat, who must be the T.O.P. Now you will be a helper, said the T.O.P. You will be called Helper Milk. The T.O.P. looked at Gran and said, from now on you will be called Apprentice Gray. Gran smiled.
That was awesome. Thank you, Annika.
Okay.